The long, dramatic walk to the door. Some might say too long. It's a bit long. Well, it's time to pour one out. It's time to press F. Shameless Sperg is gone. I'm surprised he stuck around as long as he did. He was so blatant about everything. But, you know, I was almost certain he was a Fed, but I didn't want to say it because I don't like being that guy, that everybody's a Fed guy. It's just not good. You know, it's not good to do because there are real issues that need to be talked about, and there is an attack on white people in this country going on. You can fucking, the cake is on the table. If you have eyes, you can fucking see that it's happening everywhere in a myriad of different ways. So, it was nice to have that guy, but there's other people like that. Lily Gaddis, Gaddis, Lily. There's Not Today Satan. There's Hermes. He's very funny. He goes out on the street and does like people on the street kind of interviews and agitates people. But yeah, you got to be able to mention that there is a boot on the neck of our people. Our people. It sounds so ridiculous. I never thought there'd be a point in time where I'd be using terminology like this, because I never thought we would be in a situation like this. That was like the last thing I saw. You know, I knew they, you know, the Orthodox Jews and stuff always want to wipe us out because it's part of their religion, and I always knew black people don't like us, and kind of everybody else, but I didn't think it would be a situation where there would be an attack on our people. It just seemed so fucking, you know, impossible to imagine. But yeah, it's happening now. It's happening. And the thing is, and they're pushing people into neighborhoods too that really aren't gonna fucking be able to live next to the regular residents. We just walked by something back there. This happened here during COVID. A lot of these places emptied out. The generational islanders that lived here, a lot of people whose families have been here for decades and maybe longer. You know, a lot of Samoans, a lot of Vietnamese, Filipino, I mean. People that do have Hawaiian blood, you know, there are a few. They were in the most dangerous kind of economic situation because while they always lived here, the place became a hot tourism spot around them. To move here, you have to have some money. We had family here, which is why we're here. It was because of family why we came here, because they needed help with one of the older folks who had dementia. We never thought we thought we'd be here 6 months. That was 10 years ago. She did live a little bit longer than we thought. But, yeah, so the place emptied out, and we were walking around town like we're looking at all these empty apartments going, we're going to be able to get a super nice place for a fraction of what it would cost. Never dreaming that they were going to fill up all these spots with people from Haiti or Somalia or just the mainland people that met a certain requirement or checked a certain box, and they filled them up with all these people. Free. They're on the government, right? So I'm like, the islanders that got kicked out of here, whose island this really is, they would have loved to receive these places for free. It's pornographic what has happened to those people over time. And by those people, I mean native islanders. Those people. It's a slow motion humiliation is what they've had to go through here. And this was just so egregious. They just booed them out the island and replaced them. And just replaced them. And that replacement within 1 year from 2022, 2023, 80% spike in homicide, murder. almost a 50% spike in violent crime. And it's been horseshit ever since. It went from being the second safest city in the U.S. to the 9th or maybe 11th now. And it's like all because they brought in people like those two guys that we walked by that were staring me down. From a lot of these guys are straight from the fucking jungle. You can see because they're really dark and they have like those immigrant kind of clothing where they'll have like tracksuits and stuff. You can just tell, I know. So it is a problem. It's something that's happening. Every Western city is dealing with this. I thought we were immune from it because there's such a high financial gate to be able to move here and then live here. It's the most expensive city in the U.S. I'm pretty sure, is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Massachusetts is second. So, but if the government's paying for all your stuff, it's not that bad. Hang on, I gotta run the store and buy my $6 can of coffee. Hair looking a little crazy today. It's a Billy Idol, but it looks more like Billy Idol with this fork in a fucking socket. So I've been doing this here for 4 years, and in that time I've accrued 400 subs. So, and I mean, I don't talk about things as frankly as he does, but I certainly talk about them. And I watched him shoot up to 50K almost in a month or something crazy like that, month and a half, and not get any static at all for some of the stuff he was doing and the stuff he was saying. He's very blatant about it. And I don't know, like I was wondering, how does the algorithm promote him so hard? That's definitely a sign of COINTELPRO, GLOAD, is what's going on here? I just want to get through here. Jesus, heck, it's so hard here sometimes. So, yeah, seeing him accrue so many subs was, it's obvious what he's saying is something people need. People looking for answers as to why this is happening. Because, like I said earlier, it is happening in all Western communities. And by Western, I mean white, of course, where there's white people. And it's all being orchestrated by powers above local municipalities. Your local people work with these things, but I don't think they have any say in the distribution of people. And it is a distribution because none of the people that are coming into these communities, just like this one here, would be able to get here under their own power. I mean, how? How would that be possible? The only possible way is if they were scooped up and dumped here, just like everywhere else, just like the UK, just like Ireland. I mean, there's a pattern. A couple of these kind of scenarios in Western cities would be a coincidence, but it's firmly been established as a pattern here, and usually get silence from the local government, or the local government, as in the case of the UK, is firmly on the side of the invading army and will protect them against the native citizens. So it's the same thing. It's being done in a systematic way. Some might even call it systematic racism. But yeah, I mean, we can all see it. You can look right there. The cake is on the table. You can tell, and for them to be upset about people mentioning it, it's not good for them, because that's how you get like revolts and shit, which might be what they want. I mean, that may be what they're trying to do. I've often said about the United States, I mean, it was set up to come down at some point. It was built to fall, much like in 1971 when they started putting those towers together in New York. They were constructed to come down. And I'm sorry, Dave, but I'm going to use the card example. It's like someone's cheating at poker all night in the saloon. They got their ill-gotten gains out of it, and now they want to leave. What do? Well, we'll start a bar fight. We'll start a fist fight. That guy punched that guy, and then we'll sneak out in the melee. So I think they may be trying to have that kind of civil war, or whatever kind of war you want to call it. It would be more like a revolutionary war. It wouldn't be a civil war. Whatever the point is, they're looking for some kind of fight between the populations, between their slaves. They want us to fight each other so they can sneak out with all the money they got from this country by using it as a proxy, a laundering fucking country. Because what's happening is they would do their thing in a country and get kicked out. So like, all right, we have to make our own country. We're not gonna get kicked out. We'll squeeze the life out of it, get all we can out of it to enrich our real home. You know, because every politician with any kind of power or hand on any level has dual citizenship between here and Israel. So I mean, it's very plain to see. But you know, I can understand why they don't want you talking about it or anything related to it. And the racial thing is related to it because it's what they're doing. It's something they've done. And there's also a deeper spiritual thing going on, because of course there always is spiritual warfare, where if you really start reading a lot into pre-biblical history and the 12 tribes and all that stuff, the things they don't like you reading about, the things they call racist, you start to get a pretty weird picture of what's going on here. And what's going on here is God and his people, our God, not their God. Their God is Satan, in my opinion. Not because they're mean or anything. I think he really is. He's a God of the Old Testament, you know. It's God's people and God's followers against their people and their followers. And they have a lot of assets on their side that are their followers and will kind of just do what they want, you know, or don't have the ability to kind of discern what's going on. Why is this guy insisting? I get to walk here. Jesus Christ. People here are nuts. Oh, I didn't see, but I probably have an idea what it was. New people don't understand the traffic. Well, I'm sure, even if they did understand it, they don't give a fuck. They'd still fucking ride right through it. They don't care about those kind of things. But, yeah, so, I mean, it's something that's happening, and people have to talk about it. And people are going to talk about it, and they have been talking about it. There's a way to do it, you know, that can kind of keep you from disappearing. I mean, off YouTube. The van is coming for all of us at some point. It's just about keeping the van at bay for as long as you can. So, yeah, we cover all those things here, but you gotta have some kind of nuance. You can't just go out there and be full 1488. It doesn't help anybody. It helps them, because then they can say, see, look at what's going on. His town needs martial law. It's kind of what they want. And also, you can't fight this kind of fire with your own fire. And I've said this many times. They feed off that kind of energy. It makes them stronger when you push that at them. There's a way around this, and we've discussed many of them here. I don't know if any of them will work, but going hard in the paint against them hurts all of us. It really does. You know, I know some people are like, oh, you pussy, you got it. It's like, no, man. Is it pussy if you can't talk anymore? If your voice is taken away? It's better that you stay around and you're able to plant the seeds, or at least, you know, make people understand what's happening, than to be removed completely. You know, and I've been removed off everything. All the social medias. I just got back on Instagram recently, though, but I'm being very low-key about it. But, yeah, I endured 6 bans here in 3 years. You know, I get like a couple dozen views a video, 400 subs in that time, but I'm not doing it for those kind of reasons. You know, if I was, I would have stopped a long time ago, because I would have realized, you know. But there are people like me out here that don't care about that social media cachet and don't care about the numbers and the likes. You know, there just needs to be more of us, and more of us that understand nuance, so we can stick around. All right, I'm gonna go brave Target. Thanks for popping in. Till next time. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.